Alright, what's up people? Rhyming. So it's a beautiful Saturday. I just came back from work and I'm like, you know what? I should make a little video while I feel like making a video. Here's the video. But I really don't have anything to talk about. Just some of my thoughts I had this week. Let you know what's going on. So on Friday was my last day teaching at the school. And then we'll renew the contract and do all that good stuff. So I'll be off for like 3 weeks, just studying and studying. But yeah, so in the meantime, I'll probably make some more videos and probably do some other things. Yes, that's one thing. I have to give a super shout out to the guy who corrected my grammatical error in the last video. I thought it was very annoying. But nah, seriously, if you ever see any mistakes on my page or whatever, grammatical errors, or if the links don't work, by all means, please tell me, because usually when I'm posting things, it's like I make it and I come home and then I da-da-da-da-da, and then for whatever reason the video won't upload, so I'm like uploading it again, and then I go to sleep and then it's like still private, so then I gotta make it unprivate, and then I'm out the door to go to work, so I might miss some things, and if someone was like, hey, by the way, you got a mistake there. So then when I don't like dealing with the iPhone, so I got to do it on my PC. So when I come back home and I fix it and it's done, and it's like, thank you so much. But if you come at me like, damn man, it's like, for what? But that's the world we live in. And then after getting that comment, it kind of got me thinking. So the first thing I thought was, he's such a hater. He or she, I don't know. He's such a hater. But then really, they're not hating. They're just telling me the obvious. Oh, it wasn't obvious because obviously I made the mistake, so it's not an obvious thing. But they're not a hater implicitly. That's what it is, because the comment says, I'm not trying to be a hater. And I'm like, what is a hater? So I had to look it up. You might, if you know me, anytime I think of something, it's like, is there a book written about it? And I go research it. Anyway, so I looked up what a hater is, and basically a hater is someone who doesn't want to see someone succeed, or they're jealous or envious. So this was just correcting some mistake, so I don't think it was all that. So, yeah. So then I'm thinking, so that was that, whatever. I wrote my response, done. So then I'm thinking, am I a hater? After I read the definition. So I looked up again, and then I found some website, and I am. I do things that a hater would do, such as you mentioned some famous rapper or whoever, and I might be, well, yeah, they're famous, but that's because their dad is like the CEO of some company. Now, I always felt that's not hating. I'm just stating, yeah, if my dad was the CEO of some company, yeah, I'd probably be where I would too. And it's very difficult for me to just kind of say, yeah, he's doing a good job. I always kind of bring in all the other information, which is not relevant. So in the case of Kanye West, when he first came out, I was in Philadelphia, and he would tour through there sometimes, and people would be like, yeah, he's a really good artist. I'm like, what? How is he a good artist? I rap, he raps, he samples, I sample. At one point, we both sampled the same sample, the same type of music. So I'm like, we both think the same. How? Why is he called a genius and I'm called, you're still not? And I was really angry. Maybe I was jealous. Let's say I was jealous. And, I would go on for years trying to explain to people, he's not really a genius. Diamonds are forever. You know that song? Well, all he did was take the original, and then he had an orchestra do their thing, and all he did was put his lyrics on top. That's not super genius. Mozart was a genius. And I would go into these debates with people who really didn't care what I had to say, because if they think he's a genius, then they think he's a genius, and that's that. You can't win. So I was reading this article, and maybe I'll post the link, but then again, will people read it? I doubt it. I don't know. People don't read it. So I was like, yeah, I guess I'm a hater. So I'm trying. From that was like on Thursday or whatever. So from Thursday, I decided I'm going to try to not be a hater. I'm going to be a lover. So anytime I say something, I'm going to try to put it in a positive way, or or not make it like I'm gonna big up people like yeah, she's really working hard. I know she really believes in her dream, and who am I to stand in her way? Period. It's not because that's what haters do, and that's me. I'm a recovering hater, and if you're a hater, join me. Now, moving along. I guess this was Friday, right? Friday, well, I guess you need the backstory. So a long time ago, like last year, I was on my Rhyming Gaijin Facebook, which you should add me if you haven't, because I'm there. It's an easy way to reach me and stuff, ask me questions and interact with you, and it lets me see who's watching me, So, but after a while, I started seeing like these comments that would pop up. People update their status, and they'll be like, "Man, I don't like Justin Bieber," and I'm thinking, why do you care? You don't know the guy, and they're just going in on him or any other social thing, anything that's social that pops up. So when the elections came up, everyone had something to say about the elections. When Duck Dynasty, which is recent, everyone has something to say about that, and everyone got an opinion. And a long time ago, I was like, I don't want to hear all these people's opinions because they're not validated. And when you question their opinions, like, well, and it just bothered me. It got me agitated. So I deleted my Facebook app from my iPhone. So then when I wake up, I don't have to be hit with all these update statuses and whatever. And little by little, I've been unfeeding from people who are very heavy into the complaining. And and then I made a new account for whatever, kind of a personal account for my family and close friends. Because now, as I just said, I want you to add me on Facebook, but now it's like I got all these people adding me on Facebook, and I don't get the time to really know you because there's all these people adding me at once, and it's like that balance, which is driving me crazy. Because one, when I tell people, I'm like I'm people know me, and stuff. But then it's people who know me, It's people who know Rhyming Gaijin, people who know Matthew. Like, as I said this many times, if you ever look at my comments, and if you click on it, you'll never find anyone who's, like, related to me. You'll never find anyone who works with me in the studio. It's people who never met me. So it's like this, not all the time, but in general. So like there's two different camps, and I'm trying to balance the two, and it's crazy. But that's another story, another day. So anyway, so I didn't really sign on to Facebook on my app, and it kept my life easy peasy, So then the other day, I was doing something where I had to sign on to the other one for my Facebook, and then I saw this comment from someone saying, the problem with the music today is this, and da-da-da, and they're going on and on and on and on and on and on. And I want to write some comment, but then it's like it's their choice if they want to complain or rant or whatever. But then it's like, it's on my page, though. It's messing up my mood, I didn't ask that. Yes, I'm your friend. Yes, I want you to friend me, but no, I don't want to be hit with that, So then, whatever. So then I was thinking, and I came up with a movement, which I'm going to announce like next week or something. It's called Stop Bitching. Do something. So you got to put the do something. It can't just do something. You got to do something. Stop bitching. You got to be a strong B. Do something. So the reason I'm going to say this, so it'll be like, hey, thank you for being my friend. I love you guys. I wish you all the best. But from now on, if I ever see a comment that is you just bitching without you talking about your plan to fix it, then I'm going to put stop bitching, period. Do something. Apostrophe, not apostrophe. Exclamation point. That's right. I said it that way, and I ain't going to say it again. All right? And I'm going to put it there. And then they might be like, I can't believe you said that. You don't do something. We all got problems. The world's full of problems. And I'm getting tired of hearing people complain about problems. Because that's just the life of the world we live in, Be it whatever. So someone put down there in the comment, they said, you're right, like, what was it? Some guy like, you should speak Japanese. He's still on that. Okay, if you really want me to speak Japanese, pay for my classes. And give me more time. Or maybe just pay for classes. I'll fit that in there. And I'm talking about full-time classes, like 4 hours a day. Because I did that before, and not a day, every 2 times a week or whatever. But it's long and it was expensive, so I was like, I'm good. This was brought to you by ginger ale. It keeps you bubbly when you're feeling fuggly. Yeah, so so that's my movement. So if you're on my Facebook friends or whatever and you happen to get one of those comments from me, nothing personal. I'm just, come on, we gotta do something, man. Do something. Yeah. And I think that's all I want to talk about. Like, these are the thoughts I have every day, you know, just somebody says something, I think of it, I do some research on the way to work or back, and then it's like I want to get into it, and then by the time I get home, like, it's not even worth it. Does anybody want to hear what I got to say? Oh, and that's the last part. I'm not an authority of anything. I'm the authority of me. I can tell you what I am, but everything else is just my opinions. And I had this thing before. I don't want to hear people's opinions because your opinion is just as good as my opinion. So what we're gonna go back and forth about whose opinion is better? Nah. Now what I would like is if you could verify, like for example, it doesn't have to be this one, but all right. So here, if you can see this. So this book is about 170 pages, and it's all about the internet, comments, and the social media, and what's wrong with it, and what's right with it. And if you look in the back, in the notes, so 187 if you know that. All right, so we got about 24 pages of references. So who wrote this, Gert Lovick, Love Inc. I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right. But he took the time to research every thought, and now he could be wrong. Like, maybe his views are against this, or maybe it's for, or maybe whatever the case may be. But he took the time, and it don't have to be a book. I mean, in the day of age of Wikipedia, you could verify most of your rants or your observations. But when someone just comes off with that's just how I feel, I can't do anything with that. And you know, on this social media, that's what a lot of people do. And it's like, damn, what am I gonna do with that? You know? One of the projects I want to work on, which I don't even know how I'm gonna get this done. I want to put a value to everything. You know, I'm in business school. That's what we do. So let's say I'm artist 1, you're artist 2, you're website maker 3, you're vlogger 4, whatever. And we figure out some metrics where we can actually compare the 2 or the 4. So you're number 1 in this area, like the what do you call it? The award show, Emmys, or the Olympics. You know, there's a way to rate who's number 1, who's number 2, and who's number 3, and it gives you a reason or a motivation to go forward. Right now, everyone is relative to whatever. Hey, I like so-and-so because they make a video every day. I like so-and-so because they keep it real. I like so-and-so because she's pretty. All 3 are fine, you know? But if you want to, right now, because you know the expression, compare apples to oranges, that's what we got, apples and oranges. I want all apples or bananas. But we can't have apples and bananas unless we're making a mixed drink, a fruit drink, or a fruit mix or whatever. But I don't like bananas in my fruit mix. Maybe apples and... I'm digressing. All right, so let me know what you think about that. I know I'm just ranting, but you know, this is what I think about these days. You know, walking and talking, and I would love to share this, but you know, I just let me just end with this one, right? So the other day, I was out there with someone, and we were talking, and she said to me about something, and I said to her, "Can you prove it?" And she said to me, "I don't gotta prove nothing to nobody." And I said, "I guess you don't." And then I was like, okay, but why don't we apply this thinking to everything else in this world? So we're watching the Olympics, and they're doing their curling, which I don't really think is a real sport, but they're doing their curling. And then one guy kicks the curling thing, and then and then it comes time to give out the awards, and he takes the gold and he says, "This is my gold." And then the judge is like, "But you haven't proved your excellence." And he said, "I don't gotta prove nothing to nobody." And they walk off with the gold medal. Would that work? Or if we were watching some movie, we're watching movies, and some guy who hasn't made a movie, some guy who could not get the funds to get his movie started, never wrote the screenplay, couldn't get any actors or actresses or a set design or whatever. So he walks up to the Emmys award, and he's like, "You know what, I deserve the gold medal because I woulda, coulda, shoulda, but I didn't. But if I didda, then I woulda." You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. So he takes the award and he starts giving his speech. And they're like, "But you didn't even do anything." And he says, "I don't have to prove nothing to nobody." He takes that, and I can go on and on with these examples, but would our world really exist? Could we actually have this happen and still be happy with this? I don't think so. We kind of have these rules. It doesn't matter what you're into. If it's sports, you love football or you love golf or whatever, would you let some random guy just roll up? Some guy just stand on the ladder and dunk? Some guy take the soccer ball and walk over into the goal because he doesn't like the conventional, see, I'm remixing it. The conventional ways of doing things? No, I think you'd be like, he's cheating and he's stupid. Side note, I was reading a book that it was a book based on Albert Einstein thinking. And Albert Einstein was like saying, well, sometimes you just gotta rewrite the rules to do. So there was an example of tic-tac-toe. He's like, well, you can't do it this way, you can't do it this way. And how comes we can't have an XO? Because that's not the rules, Mr. Einstein. But that's how he figured out the relativity of something, because he was able to break the rules. But that's the kind of world we live in. So let me know your thoughts about all this, and I really do appreciate the time you took to listen to it, and I appreciate the time you take to critique the things I say. And I don't say this, but you should like the video, because when I see that people like the video, I make more videos. And when I see that people are not watching or liking the videos, then I ease off. Alright, so now I'm going to make a video for my other channel. So if you want to hear some music talk, then check that one out. Messy rhyming, YouTube.com/MessyPro1. Alright, peace, rhyming. Cheers.